All right, we're here now with McCants, who is the program chair for 2014, a professor at MIT. Anne, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, tell us, how's the conference going so far? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the AHA is always a big mix of peoples, disciplines, subfields, time periods, and it's really an opportunity for people to see, first of all, their old friends, which is a lot of the reason people come, but also to go to panels that are on things that are completely different than the kind of material they normally work with. And I think that's one of the really exciting things about a meeting like this.
And I was asking you earlier if any one thing really stood out, and you were saying that it's just so big, there's so much, it's hard to pinpoint one thing.
No, it's really true. And my sense here in New Orleans especially is that people are so excited to be here.
Great.
That the location is itself, for many people, sort of the historical excitement, right? And so I have seen a lot of my colleagues out on the street and taking tours and sort of checking out the various opportunities that are here in town. I took a long walk last night, and it was remarkable how many of my colleagues I saw, sort of out enjoying the city. So that's exciting. History in place.
Right, love to hear that. Let's look ahead. I know it's a year away, but I know you've already been doing a lot of planning. Talk to us about 2014, the theme, and what people can expect next year.
Well, we're going to be meeting in Washington, D.C., and that obviously presents certain kinds of opportunities that you might not have in other places. And the theme is discussions, disagreements, and debates, or something in that order.
Right.
And I actually wanted to add dogfights to that list. But
right.
So one of the things we really wanted to encourage historians to be talking about publicly in Washington, D.C. was how you deal with contentious issues, because a lot of history is contentious. Indeed, that's why a lot of us became historians. We're interested in controversies from the past, and many of which have spillovers into the present. And obviously Washington, D.C. is a place where a lot of debate and disagreement, and indeed dogfights, right, go on all the time. And so the idea was, I think, to both think seriously about how we as historians manage disagreement and how we dialogue around disagreement, but also, while in Washington, maybe to model some good behavior.
Right, right.
And so that's the broad theme, and some of the specific things that we've been thinking about are obviously to take advantage of being in Washington. So one idea I'm really excited about is to have a couple of sessions at various museums and call the whole series History on the Mall, and actually have the sessions in the museums where controversies have taken place. So, I mean, obvious candidates would be National Air and Space, the controversy over the Enola Gay, but the Native American Museum, or the new African American History Museum, or obviously the Holocaust Museum. Right? There are many opportunities for thinking about debates sort of in situ, right, in the museums where those controversies have happened. And that's a nice tie-in as well with public history more generally. We're hoping to bring in many of our museum colleagues.
What really goes into, I know this type of event, talk about, what goes into planning something like this? I know it takes a very, very large team.
Yeah. Well, we pulled together a team of, it's 10 individuals, and then 2 more will be added who are the program chairs for 2015. They will get added to the committee. And we met already once in Washington, D.C. at the beginning of the fall semester. And really what we did is we spent an 8-hour day together brainstorming across our fields. What are the big anniversaries? I mean, obviously 2014 is going to be the anniversary of the start of World War I. It's the anniversary of the burning of Washington with Dolly Madison, right, in 1814. So I mean, there are a number of kind of obvious touchstones that we wanted to encourage people to think about as sort of likely topics, but also we really had a conversation about what's hot in people's fields, and what are people talking about, and where are the linkages, right? And what will allow say medievalists to talk to modernists, and what will allow Americanists to talk to people who are working in Asia. right? And so we're trying to find some of those points of commonality to put together at least program committee sessions that pick up big themes, right, and really can engage people across their specific subfields.
Well, it has been so much fun to have the chance to talk with you. 2013 here in New Orleans, the AHA conference, everyone is, I think, saying this is a big success. 2014 sounds like it is going to be amazing as well in Washington, D.C. So thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy here. Ann McCants, thanks for joining us.